The decision-making process for me to enlist probably started in my early teens. Somehow I developed a fascination with war and the Army and things of that nature. It seemed like the ultimate adventure, the place where you can find something out about yourself, and so I enlisted at 17 when I graduated high school.
Wait, so your parents signed for you when you were 17?
They did, yeah. I think my mom signed because my dad was too mad at me. He wanted me to go to college, so.
I think my decision to enlist started earlier than I actually thought it did. I graduated high school in '01, and I was a freshman in college when 9/11 happened. And I kind of remember just being like glued to the TV and watching the news and just kind of being like, oh my God, like we're at war. And then suddenly we invaded Iraq. And then I kind of was just like, okay, I can't just sit by and watch my generation fight in 2 wars and just kind of speculate from the sidelines. And so I just took the plunge and enlisted in the Army and spent 5 years in the 101st and ended up going to Iraq and Afghanistan.
The reason I went in is because of 9/11, basically. My dad didn't want me to go in anything, actually. He was like, do not join the military. I remember before I went to boot camp, like finally he's like accepting of it, of like, okay, he's going to the Marine Corps. But yeah, he came around anyway.
Yeah, I think all of us were talked almost out of joining by someone, some mentor of ours.
My feeling is that I would just be the selfish dad of like, I don't want my son to be risking his life and potentially get wounded or die. But at the same time, if he said like, screw you dad, I'm going to the Marines or going in the Air Force or whatever, I'd be like, great, you know.
I've been thinking about that a lot too, because my wife is pregnant with our first kid right now, and I keep thinking like, would I want him to join the military? And like, I wouldn't as a parent, because I don't want to put him in harm's way, but at the same time, I feel like I got so much out of it, the experience, you know? Like, I feel like it made a man out of me and just taught me so many valuable life lessons that
I think that's the unique perspective, is I know how much I learned from the experience, and that's invaluable, especially at 18 years old. You go to college, you know nothing about the world or yourself, essentially, other than what you learned at that point, and sometimes the military is just the best option.
Yeah, I mean, I can see now where my parents were coming from, not wanting me to, and yet I know all of us probably feel the same way about some pride in having taken the shared sacrifice, and it's, you know, America's at the beach, but America's at war too, you know, and the fact that that risk pool, that we all help carry that burden. So for me to want to go in, that was a big thing because my dad had been in the 60s.
I was the last of my circle of friends to join the military. So I'm a firm believer in trying to find the hardest challenge, and the Marine Corps promised a consistent face punch, and the opportunity to lead Marines was too good to pass up.